It's been a long time. Look, I'm happy that I went onto YouTube, and I'm happy that I started to create a library, and I will occasionally add to that library of free tuition for people. But as I'm sure you're aware if you follow my socials, I'm incredibly busy creating instruments, creating drums, rattles, and of course flutes, as well as my own practice and my own advancing and learning with music in general as well. So I'm just popping on here today though because I've recently released a trio of ocarinas available for everybody, and I just thought it would be helpful if I come on and show you all, whether you've bought a ocarina for myself or somebody else, how these wooden type 6-hole ocarinas work. For a start, let's talk about getting a sound out. They are quieter instruments. There's no hole in the end of these ocarinas like there is a flute, for example. I don't have one to hand, where the air can come through. It all bounces around, if you like, within this instrument, within the ocarina, within the sound chamber. It's a closed sound chamber. So we need less air to play because the air is not escaping. Therefore the music is, or the ocarina is quieter, and it takes a gentler breath in general. So really the first thing to remember when playing the ocarina is a gentle breath. That's not to say that it won't take some pushing. But as you can hear, the tone of the actual note when you do push, it's more for expressive purposes than it is for like a clean sound. So you've gone beyond the sweet spot for each particular note if you blow too hard. So if you go from very gentle, you've got all of that range, and I whizzed through it quite quickly there to explore. So you can begin to implement expression through that. Now, what about the scale itself? So the 5-hole pentatonic scale, Native American, if you like, style flute scale is available to you, and probably one of the two easiest scales to play on the 6-hole ocarina. And this is Native American style scale. So all I'm doing there is I'm using these two fingers as one note. This is my left hand at the bottom two to be lifted at the same time for that one note. So if we want to play the 6-hole Native American style flute, which is not really a thing, but I think you all know what I mean, we would go through the process of lifting up from the bottom, and when we got to the middle note, we would then we would do what we call cross fingering, and we would replace that note, that finger with the other. There's no need to do that. There's no need to cross finger on the native, on the pentatonic scale with this one, on the 6-hole version. So it's simply up from the bottom, one at a time, and that's going to give you more Western scale. So you can hear it's a more familiar Western melody, achievable quite easily, more easily on the ocarina than on a 6-hole flute, I would say, especially if you're learning flute. If you've picked up an ocarina for the first time, you're probably going to approach that more easily than you would cross-fingering on a 6-hole modern tuning Native American style flute. Back to the 5-hole pentatonic. So there you go, 2 very easy, very achievable scales on a 6-hole ocarina that I make, or other people make, of course. So you can get 5 holes. Typically you would get a 5-hole ocarina. You just wouldn't see this hole here that has to come up at the same time, but you wouldn't you wouldn't have access to a more Western melody so as easily. So 2 scales, or have fun exploring those 2 easy, very intuitive melodies within 2 separate scales on the wooden ocarina. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.